Hey guys, welcome back to another PS2 Memories video. Here we are taking a look at Dirt Track Devils that was released on the PlayStation 2 back in 2002. This game got a release in Europe and also in Japan, and it is a quirky and unique arcade style off-road racing game that has a lot of unique features and fun gameplay. There are a few different game modes that are on offer. You have access to an off-road race, which is the championship, even Gymkhana, where you do stunt-based events, and even versus, so you can play split screen against your friends or other players. And you also have access to a free race, where you can pick different tracks and cars at will and race them without having to go through the championship, so you can get a feel for the game itself. The game itself is quite fun to play, even with the championship. You have access to a number of different tracks, although the campaign is quite short for the most part. As you go through it, there's about 10 races in total, but there's only 5 tracks, so you'll have to complete each track in the campaign twice to progress to the next stage. And you do have access to a number of different vehicles, each with their own unique handling characteristics that have a very different look and feel and will alter how you play the game as you're going through it. From having played the game myself, the only real gripe that I found with the game is that, again, the campaign is quite short. You will literally have the campaign finished in just over 40 minutes at best if you are quite good at the game. If you are used to these type of games, it's really all dependent on skill, but for the most part it is very easy to pick up and play. It won't take much to really get a feel for the game, so you'll be able to get through it without much difficulty. But also with that is the sense of speed isn't that great compared to other racers on the system. Even though it has a lot of unique quirks and the graphics are quite good in the game, the overall sense of speed, it feels very sluggish and slow. For an off-road racing game, it's definitely something that could have been improved. But I remember looking back on this game in years gone by when I had a PlayStation 2 myself, and this game used to pop up an awful lot in game stores, even later on, where you'd actually find it in bargain bins and so forth. And there was a load of times when I did nearly go and buy it, because I do love racing games myself, and I do really like playing off-road racing games. And I do remember seeing this one, and there was quite a few times where I nearly did buy it, but for some reason I didn't. But having to get to finally play it all these years later, it is a decent game to play. Although it's definitely not the best racer on the system, there are better off-road racers and just better racing games in general on the system. But this has enough unique quirks about it that warrants a few playthroughs, and even if you want to have fun with a few of your mates. The game itself also did get a release on the PlayStation 3 on the PSN store, so there's definitely a lot of other ways to get access to play the game. If you're into off-road racers, there's no harm in trying this out. The tracks themselves in the game are quite short for the most part, which leads on to the campaign being quite short, and the game itself for the most part isn't overly difficult. You'll be able to get a hang of the control system with each of the vehicles fairly quickly, even though they do all handle differently. But before long you will be able to master the tracks and the controls, so you'll win races fairly handy. But even with some of the later tracks, you will have access to different areas and shortcuts that can give you an advantage throughout some of the races as well, which will help you to further progress. But again, it's a simplistic racing game. There's nothing overly complicated about it compared to other racers on the system, but at the same time offers enough fun to at least play through the campaign. But it is one of those games that once you've had your fair share of it, you'll probably be not likely to play it that often unless you're playing it with mates to get the most out of it, because once you've gone through the campaign, as I said, it is very short. The only replayability in the game would be due to the multiplayer involved, but it's totally up to you and what you see of it. But all in all, it's not a bad title and it is worth a playthrough. So if you're looking for something that is simple to pick up and play and is easy to get into, then this game will be worth a look. And I'd love to know your thoughts on this game if you have played it yourself, and if so, what did you think of it? Did you enjoy it, or maybe not so much? Be sure to share it down in the comments below. And if you'd like to see more of these style of videos where I do gameplays and review videos of similar style of off-road racing games that were also released on the PS2, then make sure to leave a like on the video and be sure to subscribe to the channel, and again hit that bell icon to be updated whenever future videos are released. And also be sure to check out some of the other videos on the channel where I have provided similar gameplay and review videos of similar style of games that you can also go and check out. So make sure to head on over to those videos, and I will see you all in the next one.